In this video, we're going to be taking a look on pages Excel 92 and 93, and that is annotating and drawing on a chart. You can add text annotations and graphics to a chart to point out critical information. Text annotations are labels that further describe your data. You can also draw lines and arrows that point to the exact location you want to emphasize. Shapes such as arrows and boxes can be added from the Illustrations group on the Insert tab or from the Insert group on the Chart Tools Layout group on the ribbon. These groups are also used to insert pictures or clip art. So let's take a look at step 1 on page Excel 92, and we need to make sure that our chart is still selected. And we're going to go back up to the Chart Tools Layout tab, so the middle tab that's right up here in our Chart Tools. And in this case, we want to choose on Text Box, and that is in the Insert group. When we click on Text Box, notice that our mouse pointer changes on there, and it tells us that we want to move the pointer over this worksheet and click to the right of the chart, and that's anywhere outside the chart boundary. So we're just going to click on right here, and notice that a text box has been added to the worksheet, and now the Drawing Tools Format tab now appears as well. And of course now we need to type in some text, and this is step 3. We want to type in "great improvement." And of course now the text appears in the selected text box on the worksheet, and the chart is no longer selected. Your text box may be in a different location, but right now that's not important because you're going to move this in our next step. Next, it tells us that we're going to point to an edge of the text box so that our pointer turns into the four-headed arrow with our pointer, and we're going to drag this text box to the left of the chart title. So we're going to drag it over here, and we're going to release. Now you may need to resize this on there. So to do this, once you have this, you can resize this text box on here. That way, so it's taking up less space, and then when you click somewhere else, it's not going to put you inside of the text box. So just make sure that you resize that text box if it's not already resized, and then just move your text box there. Now make sure that it doesn't fill in too much of this bottom area here, because then it will start eliminating some lines. Next, on step 5, we're going to click the chart to select it. Once we have that, we're now going to go back up to the Chart Tools Layout tab, and then we're going to click on Insert Shapes. So we're going to go to our Shapes button. Once we have that, we are now going to go to the arrow shape in the Lines category, which is the third one right here. Or of course, it's the same one right here. It's our arrow shape in the Lines category. Once we have that, notice that our pointer is going to change to a little crosshair here. And then of course we can click and drag to insert in our auto shape. So we're going to position this pointer right here, and this is step 6, at the red square to the right of the word T, or right of the T in the word improvement. So we're going to click just right here on there. So we're going to click on this, just on this side right here. We're going to click on this, and we're going to drag this down while holding our left mouse button to the line to the quarter 2 column in the India series. So we're going to point to just right here, and then release our mouse button. And of course you'll notice that a line has now been drawn from the Great Improvement to the India quarter 2 series. Now notice as well that the chart has been deselected, and we have our Drawing Tools Format tab back open again. And of course on here, we're going to go and complete step 7, which is we're going to click on the Shape Outline List arrow, and that's in the Shape Styles group. And then we're going to go down here and point to weight, and we're going to make this 1 point or 1.5 points. Once you have that, make sure that you go ahead and save your work, and that is a way of annotating and drawing on your chart, that way so that we can take a look and say, hey, this was a great improvement. We just want to draw an attention to it as well. Of course, you can also add smart art graphics on there, and if you'd like to find out more information about that, you can take a look on page Excel 93, in which it talks about, in addition to charts, annotations, and drawing objects, you can use smart art as well. You're ready to move on to the next video, in which we're going to be creating pie charts.